All right. Welcome, everybody, to Blood on the Bayou. We are a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition Chronicle, and we are here live on Twitch in the Bear Pen. And happy Sunday to everybody. It is 5 a.m. in the morning for me on Monday here in Taiwan. Welcome to our wonderful players, and welcome to all of you wonderful people in chat. Before we get started today, I just want to say that we do have a Discord. If anyone is wanting to join some lovely people in our community, you're welcome to check out our Discord. I'll put up a link for that now as well. And we're going to go ahead and try out a few different sound options and such of the next couple of streams as well. And right now I am actually going to be using tabletop audio.com. They have agreed to let us use some of their music in the stream, which is pretty great. So if you guys are running any games at home or any games on Zoom with your friends or Skype with your friends, you can use tabletopaudio.com. They have a whole bunch of different sounds and stuff. It's not like a sponsored stream, but we're using them, and they've been kind enough to let us use their things, which is awesome. Later on, if you are interested in hearing more music by the person who does our intro, which is Super Simple Side Dish, you can check them out on SoundCloud.com, and just threw a link up there right now. And yeah, so without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and jump in and say hi to some of our players, and so that I don't make the same mistake this week. We're gonna start with Cassidy. Oh dear, I see that we have some boxes are in the wrong position here. So hold on one moment. I should be able to fix that. It's not a problem. All right. So Cassidy, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, and if you have any socials that you have, we can go ahead and get those up as well.
I am Cassidy. I am playing Sakura Ami, and you can find me on Twitter at awkwardcassidy_, and I'm so excited.
All right, thank you very much, Cassidy. Almost getting in the right boxes here. Almost. Just got to figure out a few things. Next up, why don't we go ahead and introduce our wonderful Kira858, who is playing the fantastic Sora this evening.
Hi, I am Kira858, and as Adrian mentioned, I am playing the Sweet Bean, the Skittles in a hoodie, Sora. Talk a little bit about myself. I have my own channel on Twitch under Kira858, where we also have TTRPG content. You will see Adrian B as well as Zach as players of some of those shows. One, of course, we have on Saturdays for It's Our World campaign, as well as our Tuesdays campaign for Riverwood Academy. Of course, we also have a huge project coming in the near future involving some well-known individuals in the TTRPG community. So I'm definitely looking forward to talk to you more a little bit about that. As I'm able to release that information out to the world. So, super looking forward to this. I'm glad that the secret is out. So now I don't have to wear sweaty hoodies and headbands all replaced. Yeah, this should be fun.
Indeed, I can only imagine what that would be like in Louisiana with that humidity and in the summers. Man, if you were human, that would have been real rough, man. Real rough. I can only imagine. Next up, we're going to go ahead and introduce our wonderful Kenny Hartsmith. Feel free to plug any socials or projects you might have.
My name is Zach. You can follow me on Twitter at ZHaloMusings. I mostly tweet about writing and stories. That's all I got.
All right. Yeah, so make sure you check Zach out. I'm sure you will probably find him and his story is very cool once you get into Next up, we can go ahead and introduce Andre.
Hey everybody, I'm Alex Hillman and I am playing Andre Bassett, and I just gotta say, Zach way undersells himself every week. It makes me a little sad. But yeah, you can catch me on Twitter at Alex Hillman, and I'm a community and project manager over at Hunters Entertainment. And you can also catch me over on that Twitch channel as well. I occasionally appear on Tuesdays in our Outbreak Undead Rag and Bone series. But yeah, I got some assorted interesting projects going on right now that I can't quite talk about, unfortunately, just yet. But someday soon, hopefully, we'll say some more about that.
I look forward to hearing all of that. It's always good to hear about everyone's projects. And next up is our fantastic Elijah.
Hi, I'm Ari. You can find me on Twitter at Small Shadow Snack. Can't promise there's anything interesting over there except for my beloved love of possums.
There are indeed quite a few possum posts, and it's fantastic. All right, everybody. So, again, thank you very much for joining our stream, and thank you very much to all the new followers that we get all the time. I see we have a new follower just now, which is awesome. And before we get started tonight, and before we roll the intro, I just want to go ahead and remind everyone that Vampire the Masquerade is a game that often deals with sort of mature content. So there might be some things which come up during the game which it might not be for you. You might feel that they make you a little bit uncomfortable. So if that is the case at that point in time, step away for a bit, take a bit of a breather, and don't worry, we have made sure to speak to all of our players, and anything that they feel uncomfortable exploring, we won't be exploring in this chronicle. But again, there is a mature content warning, so just bear that in mind. And for now, we're going to go ahead and transition to our intro video. And we'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everybody. So, when last we left our coterie, they had organized a meeting in a few days' time on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. with Mr. Finn Aegis of Eden Tech, the man that was described as having eyes the color of money by the Baron in their last meeting. This evening, there is due to be a meeting with an associate of Jezebel, who is a off-clan Tremere and is often associated with Annette Dubois, who is one of the only two Anarch Barons within the city of New Orleans, Louisiana. For now, it is getting close to sunset. Some of you might be able to enjoy an earlier rise, such as Sora. some of you might be dead to the world. It would certainly look that way from an outside perspective. Your body's stiff and unmoving. But, Mr. Kenny Hartsman,
Mr. Master of my fate, yes?
the world around you is dark, lightless. If you could feel cold on your skin, you would be chilled to the bone. If breath left your lungs, it would leave a mist in the air. Looking around you in this space, there is a texture to some of the darkness that you see around you. A darkness that is blacker than black. It seems to be a vertical slit in reality. It pulses with dark tendrils of energy, almost organic in their construction. And it seems to be pulling whatever light there might be in this dark void deeper into it. I'd like you to go ahead and make a wits and awareness roll, please.
Before or after my rouse check for the evening?
Do not make your rouse check yet.
Okay. Easy enough.
You also do not have to include any hunger dice in this.
3 successes.
3 successes. You can hear whispers on the air that is being sucked into this even darker than dark void that is in front of you. You focus in your hearing for a moment and you hear what you would interpret as the sound of a whipping motion, a crack that pulls into the air every now and then. You hear the sound of a young woman occasionally, it's whispered on the air that says, please mama, I didn't do anything, mama, please. You hear muffled cries and shouts occasionally echoing through. What would you like to do?
Just one sort of meta level question.
Yes.
Does the voice that's kind of crying out "Mama" sound at all familiar to him?
It does indeed. It sounds very much like the voice of the young Sheila Fontaine, who is the ghostly inhabitant of your coterie haven.
Can he move right now?
It's strange. When you will yourself to go forward, you do. But you have no physical presence.
He's gonna try to go closer to the sound. Will himself closer.
You will yourself closer to the slit in reality. And as you come face to face with this gaping wound in the darkness, you feel a very strong sucking force pulling into it. Would you like to resist or go with?
Resist.
All right. You can roll me a resolve and composure.
That's a decent pull for me. Still without hunger.
No hunger dice.
4 successes.
4 successes. You manage to hold your ground and not to be sucked into the vortex.
The next thing he's going to try to do is, while sort of cursing internally, try to will his eyes to coat over with oblivion, because the last time something like this happened, it seemed to react to that.
As the inky darkness would coat your eyes, you see shapes and images begin to coalesce in the void in front of you, almost as if you were looking through into a dark window. What you see on the other side seems to be a twisted version of your own coterie haven. What you are seeing is a passageway leading up to where you would find the stairs to go up to the attic. And you hear occasionally the sounds of whipping, and you hear louder now the voices and the cries, and the second voice that you had not recognized before, that you had not heard before. It says, "I swear to the Lord Jesus, I will drive this demon from you, child." And you hear cries and whipping.
Can he run? If he just tries to like will himself away from this place, can he go?
You can. You begin
He's
to
gonna try.
You begin to run in the opposite direction as far as you can go, and you hear that voice get louder. "Please, Mama, it's not my fault. I didn't do it, Mama. I didn't do it." And then you hear the other woman's voice yell out, "You have the devil in you, child. The devil!" And you find yourself bolt upright in your own bed. If you could be sweating, you would be soaked through to the skin.
He's gonna try to slowly climb out of the area where he sleeps, which for our viewers is an actual coffin, because once upon a time, as a practical joke, he was told that it was a necessity and still believes so. And he is going to scurry over to his desk and begin reading a book, and I can imagine that you will be aware of which one.
Very good. Now, everyone can go ahead and please make their rouse checks for this evening.
I failed. That's on brand for the story at the moment.
Elijah's a little hungrier.
Andre
Throw a
feels
pass.
no pangs of hunger still.
Success.
Yeah, Sora passed as well.
Very good. So, Elijah and Kenny, you feel the beast stir within you, clawing at your psyche. I imagine Kenny is slightly more disturbed by this than usual at this point in time.
Kenny will go to grab one of his blood bags and start drinking it while he reads, untouched by the irony of the moment.
Very good. Where are all of our co-stream mates this evening?
Elijah's still in his room, still in bed, probably reaching to grab his tablet to watch something.
Sora
Andre
is
is-
open. Okay.
Go ahead.
Sora is opening up his on his tablet. When we have you have a tablet or a laptop. Opening up Amazon.com to see when is the delivery date for his new Bake of America door.
You had paid for the rush delivery, so it is now
Yes.
sitting. It is now sitting on 4 days.
Okay, perfect. So he's super happy about that. He's now also Googling and looking up how to build this door because I'm not sure if he actually actually would know how to actually set this door up. He only thought the first plan. He didn't think about the actual manual labor portion. So he's probably looking up like, and what's that show? QVTV, for dummies or something, or something like that to figure out how to attach his door to his door.
I would say you can go ahead and see how successful your search is. There, you can do like why don't we make a wits and technology just to see if you can find the right places.
Ooh, this is horrible for me. Okay, wits and technology. All right, here we go.
Yeah, why not?
Boop. Oh, okay, that was one success.
One success.
Yes, I had two dice, so that was only had a 50%.
You know how when you have those this is how you do something videos and they're just completely useless? These are the kind of videos that you're finding there on how to install these doors. It's just essentially people are telling you, so I just called this company and then they installed it, kind of thing. This is how you make your own incense. So you buy the unscented cones and then you add the oil. It's like, no, I want to make the cones. Like, what don't you understand about how to make incense? I'm not asking how to buy it. Sorry, that's personal grievances.
Oh no, I feel this at the soul level. So when you say this, I was like, oh, this hurts. I've dealt with this in real life so many times, so I can definitely challenge this through Sora. So Sora's just constantly clicking through these videos. He was like, this is false advertisement. They're not telling me anything besides using more money. What is going on? I want to report this video. And he starts reporting the videos on YouTube.
But you do find a couple of links with fairly decent companies that would be able to install it for you, for an additional fee.
We'll see. I might have to go that road if this keeps going down this path.
Or get the one person you're trying to keep out who's very tech savvy to help you find the right website.
That's a good point. I haven't looked into that.
And where is Andre this evening?
As per usual, Andre's actually over at Tulane University in the Applied Genetics Lab that he calls home primarily.
Nice.
Once he awakens, he's gonna go ahead and put himself together, generally speaking, although due to his past proclivities and the state in which he finds himself at this point, he doesn't bring up Blush of Life instinctively.
Okay.
So he's gonna just, as a cold corpse, head on over to the communal haven.
Very good. Miss Sakurami, are you at home this evening?
Indeed, she's just getting ready for the day, getting her makeup and outfit together. Probably checking on Ricky.
You find Ricky is actually in the sort of outdoor sort of sitting area, and he is actually. You can see that he's busy digging in some of the little plots dirt, and he is planting little flowers and stuff. And he says, "I know that I won't really be able to like see them grow nicely during the daytime, but I still think sunflowers are neat." And he's
Aw.
planting little sunflower seedlings.
Oh, they're adorable, Ricky. I'm sure we could find some flowers that will bloom at night for you.
I hear there's a really nice garden in town. I wouldn't mind going to go see it sometime. It's out by that fancy place. What was the name of it? Something like Longhouse, Long Greens, Greenview. I don't know.
We definitely have to do that sometime.
Okay, I'd like that. Kenny, while you are busy writing, and reading your book, you hear your phone starts to ring. And you do see that there is a number that's come up on there, and you recognize, it has got the caller ID and everything like that. It is actually Jezebel that is calling you.
Yes. Hello, Miss Jezebel.
Hey, Kenny. So, like, I'm sorry that I had to, like, go through all these channels and stuff, but, it's, like, not even like I live here or anything. I just come down when, like, Annette needs my help and everything, but, I mean, it was one of those things where I just thought, like, if I've got to go through, like, the long way, I may as well do it properly. So we ended up speaking to Annette, and she said, like, speak to Aaron because it's, like, he's probably gonna be like the new primogen of like Ruha or whatever. So anyway, it's one of those things like I wanted to talk about your little friend, right? It's just like I've been trying to figure him out for like a year now, and I'm just like getting nowhere. So I just thought I'd bring in like a specialist who's like a real good person. She's just really good with like all of our what you call it, like the stuff we do with like the blood and the magic. She's real good at all of that, and like I mean, I'm good, but she's real good. So like, I mean, are you guys gonna be home soon or whatever? Do I need to come with, or can I just like send her?
Uh, I'm sorry. One more time. I'm having a rather rough evening.
I mean, it's fine, I was kind of like on a bender last night myself, so I understand, like having like rough mornings or evenings or whatever. Basically, I was saying like your little friend, like, like the little boy we were having all the troubles with and everything. You guys asked me to like figure out what his whole deal is. But anyway, so like my friend, the one who I had to get permission to come here with, she's like in town and everything, and I want to know if I have to come with her when she comes to like see the kid, or if if she can come alone. Like,
Well, Miss Jezebel, I'm sure that there are many of my coterie that would be welcome to see you if you do have the chance to stop by, but um, I do not personally view it as a requirement if you have other business elsewhere.
I mean, like I said, I don't even really live here. I mean, me and Annette were gonna go see like a show tonight or whatever, but I thought like, why not? I'm like in town, so I may as well come around.
Okay. I'll leave it up to you. But either way, do enjoy your show.
All right. So like I was wondering if like an hour is gonna be good for all of you, or like you need more time or whatever.
An hour should be just enough time. Thank you.
Okay, catch you later, Kenny Man.
Okay. Later.
And she puts the phone down.
later. I don't say that. I better get them. And then he'll start going around and trying to collect coterie members. Now realizing that he needs to make sure that Ricky stays because that apparently is the reason for the visit. Which does not match the plan we had concocted.
Who are you visiting first this evening?
Ricky.
Ricky. You find Ricky and Sakura chilling in one of the outdoor areas, and Ricky is happily planting little sunflower seedlings.
Hey, Ricky. I've I've got a little bit of bad news. Unfortunately, you won't be able to accompany Sora on his walk this evening because you'll be needed here.
Okay, I'm happy to be needed. It's fun. I was thinking I could I know it's not the right sand, but I could build a little sand castle maybe as well. But I think we got enough dirt here. But do I need to be clean for the? Oh, wait, hold on. Why do I need to be here?
Because a well, you understand the concept of like a friend of a friend, right? Like you remember you were friends with those little creatures you were creating and we were friends with them, so you were our friend of a friend and then we met you and now we're all friends.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have one of those friend of a friends coming here to see if they might be able to help understand what you're going through.
I'm not sure I understand, but okay. Miss Sakura, do you understand?
Vaguely, Kenny, may I have a word with you?
No. Yes.
She'll pull him out of the earshot of Ricky for a minute.
Okay.
And I thought we very much wanted him to not be here for this.
Well, unfortunately, the reason for our visit is in order to follow up on whoever asked Annette to help us understand who Ricky is and what he might be going through. So it would be a little bit of look, we're not politically maneuvering out of that one without Andre, and I'm not sure he can make it over here in time. We sort of asked for it, in a manner of speaking.
I'm just a bit concerned.
Miss Sakura, I was brought into this life concern, and I think I might be holding on to that, however long I stay here.
Fair. I'm just concerned for Ricky. Especially as I'm kind of in charge of him.
Would it make you feel better if I brought my gun?
Yeah, it actually would.
I'll be right back. Help me spread the knowledge to the others, if you would.
All right, she'll go back to Ricky real quick, just to brief him and just, Ricky, they want to come talk to you. Is that okay with you?
I think so. Hold
You're
on.
muted.
Sorry about that. I think so. I like talking to people. I mean, you're gonna be there, right, Miss Sakura?
I am. Just try to be careful. I trust you. I don't trust them.
Do I need to? And then he waves his hand, and then he looks like a small child again, and then waves it back.
I don't think that's necessary. Just maybe be careful with the Pokemon.
Okay.
And if they ask, I trust your judgment. Just be careful. And try not to get too far from me.
Okay. Miss Sakura, I found something interesting online.
Oh no.
Did did you know that you can use blood instead of eggs to, like, make things? Like cakes and stuff? Apparently it's got the same properties.
Do what? What?
I mean,
That's so cool.
this was like, somebody was saying, wow, this is real gross, but it works the same. But I was thinking, wow, that's great. Maybe I can have ice cream.
We're gonna have to try and make some blood ice cream for you.
I think that'd be great.
We can do that tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Alright, and then she'll go tell the rest of the coterie.
Alright.
Starting with Sora, for sure.
So Sora, we sees, well, wait, I presume, well, the door is locked this time. He has it locked this time. So I'm
She'll
presuming
begrudgingly knock, but be prepared to pick it anyway.
well, at least now he has enough time to hurry up and minimize all the windows and YouTube videos he has open, even though he was halfway reporting half of them. And then when he minimizes them, he goes to the door, opens it back up, and says, "Oh, hi. What's going on?"
Hey, there's been a bit of a sudden change of plans for the meeting tonight.
What change of plan?
Apparently they want to talk to Rick.
Oh, so Ricky has to stay here?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I know
Okay.
you really don't want to.
Yeah, I have to go because they're Tremere.
Yeah.
So
and I know I know you were
Okay,
planning on going with Ricky.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. I can find something to do. Pretty sure. Oh, maybe I can. Oh, would I know if the zoo is open around this time?
I haven't actually done, which is silly to me because you have animalism. Of course, you like animals. I should have. That's something I, as a human being, have yet to discover. But let's say, why not?
Okay. He says, "Okay, I'll probably just go to the zoo, because I have to be out. And then animals is probably the next best place I feel good at."
Just keep your phone on you. We'll text you if we need you. Text us if you need us.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for the heads up.
Here, just be careful.
Yeah. Oh, what happened to that one lady? That was part of the Baron. Like, is she still watching us?
That's a good question. I feel like I want to say yes, but I don't know. Hold on. And she'll put Sensión on.
Go ahead and roll it.
Two.
As far as you can tell, you're in the clear. What you do see is that sitting on Sora's bed, there is your ghostly friend Sheila Fontaine, and she appears to be sort of like combing her hair, just listening.
She's not here, but hi, Sheila.
Oh. He turns around. No, then realizes, oh wait, he won't be able to see him, of course. See her, of course. So he gotta just like waves at the facility, at the at the surrounding area. It was like, hi, wherever. I'm guessing you're on the. He kind of like looks at the direction that she's looking, which looks to be pointing to his bed. I guess you're on the bed. Hello, I hope.
Lagatha's looking exactly where Sheila is sitting, and
okay, awesome.
And Lagatha kind of looks at you, and looks where she is.
Okay, Anyways, they're like, well, I hope you enjoyed your stay. I'm gonna be out. So the room is all yours. Just please don't destroy my art supplies. Thank you.
Sakura will actually address Sheila real quick, and I don't actually know if you can hear me because I can't hear you, but we have some magic people coming, so maybe stay out of sight. Because I don't know what they think of you.
She kind of tilts her head to the side a little bit and then vanishes from view.
Okay, be careful!
Andre, you would be arriving roughly at this time.
I assume everybody's still upstairs doing
Yeah.
their assorted things when I get in.
He'll-
I'll probably just Andre will probably just take a seat in the main sitting room.
Ricky sort of comes out and you hear one of the downstairs bathrooms. You hear a little bit of a scraping noise because Ricky's pretty short, and and then you hear water start to run, and then he comes out and he's sort of like his little clawed hands. He's sort of like trying them off the lid. Evening, Mr. Andre.
Good evening, Ricky. What's on your agenda this evening?
Miss Sakura says somebody's coming here and they want to speak to me, so I guess we're gonna be speaking to this person today. I was planting sunflowers and Mr. Sora and I were gonna go for a walk, but now I can't go for a walk. Did you know maybe we can make ice cream using blood?
I don't believe that works. If the blood is outside of the host for too long, without... I've heard of special preparations, but none that I know myself. It tends to go bad quickly and loses its worth to us. But who is it that's coming to see you? And where are the others?
I think Miss Sakura went to go talk to everybody.
Very good. I can wait.
Very good. Elijah, you're busy scrolling through your tablet and such, and you get a phone call, and it's from Julian.
He reaches over and answers it. He has not gotten out of bed.
Hey, man.
Please don't tell me you got shot.
No, I didn't get shot.
You always find trouble.
I
I'm
mean,
convinced of it at this point.
I found trouble. I mean, like, I was speaking to Eloise not too long ago. But man, this, I told you they sent me up here to Missouri. It's rough here. Some of the things this guy's doing to people. I don't want to be reporting this. I mean, this is rough.
I told you to ask to become a weatherman so you could be on TV, but you made that decision, not me.
Well, investigative reporting is the way to go. It's got more credibility than being a weatherman.
That's true.
Plus, what am I supposed to say? What's up, New Orleans? Guess what? We're getting another hurricane. Oh, it's hot.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Anyway, I already told Eloise, but probably gonna be another week or so. But I thought maybe the three of us could go see a show or something when I get back. I'm gonna need to decompress my mind.
I'd like that.
Alright, well, I gotta go. Apparently, there's more work I need to do.
You stay safe, okay?
Alright.
I don't want to have to come up to Missouri. Heaven knows, Missouri's Missouri.
I mean, St. Louis ain't so bad. They got the arch and everything. Anyway,
Come on, it's so ugly.
Well, we have a difference of opinion there. But
I know, but I will one day show you what proper architecture looks like.
Yeah.
It's not going to be some arch in the Midwest.
You keep promising. Anyway, I gotta go.
Right. Bye.
What's it all? And I'm guessing Sakura is probably at your door at this point.
Yes, she does knock on his door, but then immediately opens it.
He's in the middle of saying, "I'm naked."
It's already open.
He's laying in bed with like the blanket. He's very obviously wearing clothes because he's in his pajamas. He's just like, one day you will walk in here and you will see a sight that's going to scream, and everybody is going to blame me.
Okay.
All right. Is the house on fire?
No, but we have that meeting.
What meeting?
The meeting today. With the Jezebel friend?
That's not today.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
tomorrow. Wait, no. Wait, no. That's today?
Yeah, you're thinking of the other meeting that's in like 2 weeks.
Christ, let
Or
me get
like
up and get a shower. Let me get up and get a shower.
Well, hurry up. They want to talk to Ricky.
Why?
I don't know and I'm worried.
If one of them hurts Ricky, I'm gonna lose
Yeah.
my mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
No, I'm
I'm-
getting a shower. Like,
I'm very worried for Ricky.
do you want me to bring all the weapons I have, or just
Kenny's
hidden-
bringing his gun, but you can't do because I'm so scared for Ricky. He's my boy.
I got you. It's okay. I'm gonna go get my shower real quick.
Okay.
Make sure Sora's out of his room because I'm not about to
Oh,
play.
he's leaving. He's gotta leave.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna go get my shower real quick.
She'll go downstairs.
Very good. After a bit of time, the rest of the coterie have all gathered downstairs in the main sitting room.
So
And-
who is it that we are meeting with this evening? Anyone?
Elijah's walking down the stairs, hair still a little wet. He goes, Jezebel.
I
Does
think
Andre
it's
know
like
who
a friend
Jezebel
of
is?
Jezebel. I think it's a friend of Jezebel.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know anymore.
you know who Jezebel is. You had all gotten in. Annette had gotten you in touch with Jezebel a year prior when you had met Ricky, because of what an enigma the boy is, and she had been trying to figure out exactly what his whole deal is, but thus far has proved unsuccessful.
Gotcha. All right. So in that case, likely some a form of behavior that has started to become apparent to the Katori over time. Well, in that case, I wish you all the best of luck this evening. I was actually coming by to see if I could borrow Sora for a while.
What? Oh. Okay. Wait, we're borrowing. I'm not having to see the Tremere people, right?
Correct. We have other matters to attend to this evening.
Okay. I'm surprised anybody needed me for. I was like, who would need me? Okay, I guess I am at your service. And then he kind of like salutes.
And Andre
Wait,
will,
this meeting can be optional?
Andre will stand up and start heading for the door, actually.
Bye bye. Everyone be careful, and I will see you soon. Wait, you wanted to come, Elijah?
Sakura looks concerned because they're losing their main talker, who she had counted on being there. So she looks frantic.
I just wanted to be in bed and watch TV tonight, But yeah, I'm just gonna go get my bottle.
Is Kenny
Fine.
back yet?
Yeah, Kenny should be there, I imagine.
Then do so, Elijah. Sakura and I will handle it.
No, I'm up now. I'm dressed. Do you not see that I am actually wearing physical clothes? I'm gonna
You're
say.
not naked.
That is how I typically see you in my regular experiences.
Yeah, I don't tend to walk around here down here because there's a kid in this building.
Okay. Well, so Elijah, you're gonna stay here, or you're gonna come with us?
I'll stay here. Maybe it'll be amusing or something. Maybe this will be a fun experience.
All right. Well, I wish you luck on your endeavors. Bye bye.
How formal. For storyteller's purposes, Mr. Andre, where are you and Mr. Sora heading?
As soon as they get out to Andre's car, Andre's actually just going to look over at Sora. So what were your plans for this evening?
Oh, I was just going to go to the zoo.
Then the zoo it shall be. And he'll start the vehicle and start heading for the zoo.
Oh, great.
Excellent. All right. So after you have taken off in your vehicle to the zoo, it is not too much longer before Sakura and Elijah and Kenny would hear a knock on the door and the doorbell being rung.
Kenny will get the door.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay with Ricky.
So the door opens to a...
There is a silenced 9mm tucked into the back of his pants, for the record.
Very good. The door opens and you see a young woman who appears possibly to be of Japanese descent, and she is around, let's say, 5'8", and she is wearing sort of like cut off jean shorts, and she is wearing sort of a very plastic vinyl kind of neon yellow jacket thing that comes down all the way to her waist, and she has got a pair of sort of like pink goggles sort of around the top of her head. They're kind of like steampunk style, and she is blowing some gum while waiting there, and you see that sort of behind her, a little bit down the stairs, you see a woman who appears to be maybe in her late 50s, but very, very beautiful. She has long jet black hair, which is done sort of expertly, sort of an olive skin tone to her complexion. You would judge that she appears sort of possibly Mediterranean in her appearance. It's difficult to tell, but she is wearing a sort of dark blue, sort of well-cut evening dress. It has got little silver stars at the end of it, but they're just small ones. It's not like they're everywhere, but they are. Occasionally, it's patterned with little silver stars. And as the woman, the younger woman who you know to be Jezebel, sort of like pops the chewing gum, she's like, "Sup, Kenny? So this is like my friend or whatever. I mean, I should probably introduce her better, but this is like Manuela. You can say hi to her now. I'm not sure if I should still be here, but I'm gonna stick around or whatever."
Yes, you are welcome to. And then he will actually try to extend his hand to Manuela. Pleasure to meet you.
She extends her hand, and you can feel that her handshake is warm to the touch, as well as if she has roused her blood for the occasion. And she says, "It is nice to meet you, young man. I am Manuela Luzon, as she has said, but you can go ahead and call me grandmother. Everybody does."
I'll work on that.
Now, I understand there is a young man that we have to see this evening. May we come in?
Kind of like raises one eyebrow, thinking for a second about something, and then nods. He's like, "Of course, you may come in."
And Jezebel walks in without a care in the world, and she kind of just like waves to Sakura. Hey, girl, so like I'm in town, and this is like, you know what? I should probably just let Kenny do it now because it's like his house or whatever. So anyway, nice to see you guys. Hey, kid, and she sort of like sits down and crosses her legs. She's sort of on the corner of one of the sofas, and she crosses her leg. The other woman, who is a lot more composed, makes her way in.
This is Miss Consuela, but we will call her grandmother, as everyone does.
It's just something that people tend to do for some reason. Yes, but if you prefer to call me Manuela, it's perfectly okay with me.
Elijah just looks at Sakura and raises his eyebrows because he's standing by the door because he's got a cigarette lit and he's texting Andre. And so, like, I can't believe you left me here to deal with this. I can't believe it. I demand the bottle of nice tequila for this.
Sakura just sort of
Tell Sora
Ricky's shoulder.
Tell Sora I better get a picture of an otter.
What was that there as well, Sakura?
Sakura waves at Jezebel, but just sort of keeps the hand on Ricky's shoulder, gives it a little squeeze.
Ricky's
Kenny
sort
will
of happy looking up.
Kenny will kind of gesture to the seats, and he'll say, "Feel free," and he'll go over and sort of, set the pattern by taking a seat on one of the pieces of furniture, and he'll say, "Now, grandmother, to make sure that I understand this correctly, I do believe that you are here in order to perform an investigation on Annette's behalf into our little friend. Is that correct?"
Well, to be honest, it is more as a favor to Jezebel here, and that and I are not very well acquainted, but I have known Jezebel for some years now.
I see. But if I understand it correctly, that is why you're here, to help us investigate what might be going on with our little friend. Is that correct?
Yes, I was told by Jezebel that she has been quite confused and unable to get as much information as she might like. And then Jezebel pops and is like, yeah, it's honestly, I have no idea what's like going on with this kid's blood. I mean, you're a special kid. Like, I think you're great and you're special.
Now, if I may ask, because you see, my coterie mates and I, you may understand, have become quite fond of young Ricky, as he's quite a delight. So, I feel that if you were to tell us what sorts of investigations you might be intending to perform, and how you'll be going about them before we do so, that might go a long way in easing the tensions of some of my coterie mates and I.
Of course, I see no problem with that. And she looks down at Ricky and sort of comes to eye level and says, "Hello, young man." And she holds out a hand to him and says, "I'm Manuela, but you can call me grandmother if you'd like." And he sort of takes her hand and shakes it. Says, "Hello. We're gonna investigate something." And she shakes her head. "Well, yes, if it's alright with everybody, and allow me to show you what we'll use today, Ricky. I promise you won't be hard." and she proceeds to collect a bag that Jezebel had brought in with her, and she opens up a few paraphernalia, and you can see that there is an interesting looking dagger that has been produced, and there is a small round copper ball. And you can also see that she has got a few pieces of jade that she sets out, and she has some shells and a bit of pink salt, and she has a small statue of what at first glance looks to be a statue of potentially the Virgin Mary, but her robes are sort of blue and white, but on closer inspection you'd see that it's slightly different. Well, Mr. Ricky, I would use these and a small amount of your blood, and I would ask the blessings of, well, a higher power to help us discover exactly who you are. And if everyone is willing, I would be able to share that to their minds as we uncover exactly what it is that might have happened. So, Mr. Kenny, was it? Our friend here would only lose a small amount of blood into this ball, whereupon I would add some of my own, and I would perform a ritual of sorts.
He'll nod, and then he'll look over at Elijah, pause for a moment, and then look at Sakura, pause for a moment.
Sakura will speak up at this point and introduce herself. And hi, I'm Sakura Ami. Ricky is my ward, you could say. So I have particular interest in his safety. So you're positive this won't harm him?
It should be no more painful than any regular amount of cuts would be to our kind.
And what exactly is it you're looking for?
I'm hoping we get to look a little bit into our friend's past and see how it is that you came by these gifts that you have, Ricky, and potentially where you come from in the first place.
And what do you intend to do with this knowledge once you've shared it?
I have been brought here to help, Miss Sakura. I do not particularly seek anything from you in return. Jezebel and I have our own agreements, shall we say. But this information is not mine to give to others. You can make a wits and insight check if you want to. Everyone in the room can if they like. A bit of a vibe check.
Going to rouse my wits.
Kenny is not going to roll.
This
He
is just straight
personally-
grits for Elijah.
He personally believes that once you turn a stone, you can't unturn it. So ultimately, they have no control of what she does with the information. He just knows that she knows, and he can factor that into his plans.
Okay.
1.
1 for Sakura and 2
Two.
for Elijah.
And that was a straight wits roll.
All right. It's you have no reason to either trust or distrust this woman. So she seems genuine in what she's saying, but also you've just met her.
I will turn to Ricky and ask, Ricky, do you want to know?
Ricky puts his head down for a second and as you mentioned before, there are no eyes visible on his face, and his skull is long and elongated, and he has leathery black skin, and his hands end in little clawed hands, and he has a sort of distended face and very sharp teeth. But you can see he bows his head for a moment, and he looks up at you a little bit sad, and he says, I want to know if I ever did have a sister.
The decision is yours.
I don't know how long. I don't know how long I've been this way. Maybe it would be nice to know.
It's up to you.
I can be a brave boy. I can do it. I can be brave.
She'll give a nod, little squeeze on the shoulder, and let go.
Okay. Don't worry, Ricky. I'm sure everything is going to be all right. And I promise you won't be unduly hard. May I begin?
Kenny will nod. And actually, he's watching Jezebel during this process more out of the corner of his eye, for the record.
Okay. You can make a wits and awareness roll just to see if you notice anything out of the ordinary or anything. Sakura, had you turned off your Sense the Unseen at all? You had not, correct?
No, she would not.
Okay, so you do notice that Jezebel's yellow jacket is giving off very glowy blood magic thingies, and as is Manuela's dress. So it looks as if both of their items of clothing are warded. How many successes was that there, Mr. Hartsmith?
That was 4 successes. He knows that the just for the storyteller, he knows that the other 2 are going to be watching grandmother, so he's curious to see how Jezebel reacts to this process.
Very good. You can see that Jezebel seems to be very intently watching what Manuela is doing as she is busy setting up the space around her, and she says to Ricky, now, young man, you can sit on the chair if you'd like, or you can sit with me on the ground, whichever you'd prefer. And Ricky says, I'll sit on the ground, it's okay. So they sit on the ground, and she begins to take the salt out, and she takes the statue, and she puts it sort of next to the right side of the copper bowl, the sort of largish copper bowl. And she begins to place the 7 pieces of jade in sort of a circular pattern around them, and then sort of connects the lines in between with salt. And then she begins to chant in a language which I'm not sure you guys would know, but I would say Elijah would probably recognize it as being Portuguese. Because he is from the continent of Europe, so he would know that there's a difference between Spanish and Portuguese. So he would definitely recognize it as being Portuguese. So he is you can recognize, okay, she's speaking Portuguese. So she takes the knife and sort of slices in the palm of her hand and begins dripping vitae into the bowl. And Elijah and Kenny Oh no, Kenny, your hunger went down. So Elijah, you do smell the smell of fresh vitae as it fills the room, as you are a little bit hungrier, and it does stir you just a little bit. And
He does the vampire equivalent of going.
She then takes the dagger and sort of cleans it on a white cloth, and then puts her hand towards Ricky, and Ricky gives him his little clawed hand, and she says, "Brave boy." And he sort of winces a little bit, closes his eyes, but keeps one eye open. She makes a cut, and she drops some blood into the bowl while continuing to chant. As she begins saying the incantation, all of you begin feeling a presence, sort of like on the periphery of your mind. And it's almost feeling as if it's waiting for an invitation.
Even though it's entirely illogical, Elijah's reaching back to put his hand on the dagger. He's like, because paranoid Toreador.
Sakura's keeping as close as she can to Ricky without interrupting anything, just in case.
And he allows it. He was warned, and he has a gun in his pocket that will sever mental connections if necessary.
This is true. All right. Will Sakura and Elijah allow the presence in?
Yes.
Elijah won't. He doesn't like things in his head.
Okay. All right. It does not persist once you. It is not a invasive force. It was an asking for entry kind of force, but Sakura feels the presence for the mind, and so does Kenny. And the chanting that Manuela is saying in Portuguese begins to you would see that the circle of salt actually begins to heat up, and it is turning a mild orange color, and the blood in the bowl begins to swirl and stir, and the vapors swirl around Ricky's head and swirl around Manuela's head, and then both Ricky and Manuela breathe in, and both of their heads go bolt upright, and Sakura and Kenny, from Elijah's perspective, you would see this happening, but Sakura and Kenny, what you see before you is a battlefield. It appears to be night. There are bodies strewn everywhere. There is the sound of fighting, gunfire, people being thrown into buildings. You look out over this battlefield and you see that there is what can only be described as a giant living tower of purple darkness, mouths, blood, flashing tendrils of stars and space ripping out into various people. You see that there are kindred that are being chased away. You see that these tendrils of red are snaking out and hit one kindred after another, and you see that their forms begin to wither as this life force and essence and fight is being drained from them. You see close to where you are another towering, almost 10-foot tall creature that is all blades, bony blades and sinew and elongated flesh and carapace, is running towards this enormous entity and is attempting to swipe at it, and it is flung into a building where there is a crash of the wall, and there's a heavy impact sound as more bodies join the piles within. This monstrous being pushes itself up and seems to be getting ready for a fight. To the left of the being, there is another figure which appears to be a Nosferatu man. They look at each other and they begin to run forward, but tendrils of power hit them and their bodies explode in a shower of vitae. The vitae begins to soak down into the pile of these various assembled bodies, and you see that in the sky there is a blood red star that is burning brightly. Suddenly, daylight begins to fill the scene, but the daylight is coming from unknown sources. It seems to be directed and converged at this being. There's the sound of explosions and gunfire and screams, and eventually the monstrous tall entity is taken down. The sun proper begins to come out. Tendrils of this being's vitae move along the ground, mixing into some of the blood of the other monstrous figure and the Nosferatu into a pile of bodies. The vitae coalesces and swirls, shielded by the fallen wall. There is the body of a young boy that was crushed, lifeless, holding onto the hand of what seemed to be a young girl, maybe 10 years old. The vitaes of various different kindred and clans converge into this child's ruined body, protected from the sun by the downed wall, and begin to transform and change and twist his flesh. And he wakes up hungry, hungry, hungry. Elijah. At this point, you witness on Ricky's form dozens of small mouths begin to open all across his skin, and everyone in the room, I need you to make a resolve and composure roll for me as you feel blood begin to start streaming from your eyes and start being sucked into the orifices and the mouths that have appeared on Ricky's skin.
I'm upping resolve. Thank God.
Ricky, no, I got one.
Got one.
Actually, I'm gonna spend a willpower on this. 2.
I think you might be muted, Zach.
Yeah, it was. I spent a willpower as well, and that got me to 4 successes.
Okay.
3.
3. Alright, I will roll for Manuela and Jezebel as well. Elijah and Kenny, you feel that blood is pulled from you as the Sakura and everyone in the room. Blood is being literally pulled from your body and being siphoned into Ricky. Elijah and Manuela and Kenny, you would increase your hunger by 1. Sakura and Jezebel, your hunger increases by 2. But it is continuing to pull. You are all stumbling and reeling, and this feeling of the blood being pulled out of you is continuing. What are you going to do? You are not in the vision anymore, but what are you going to do?
Sakura is gonna lunge forward and just hug Ricky because it's all she can do.
As you lunge forward and grab onto Ricky and hug him, you hear Miss Sakura?
It's okay, Ricky. It's okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
She's petting, like she's rubbing his head. It's okay. It's okay, Ricky.
You'll see that the extra mouths on his body begin to start closing, and Manuela sort of puts her head in her hands and she says, "Is there anybody else in this house?"
Not that is living.
And you had best keep it this way. Jezebel. And Jezebel is sort of like picking herself up off the floor and she's like, yeah, I'm here, Manuela. Come sit with me. Are you... And she's addressing everyone. Are you aware of what we have just witnessed?
Is Kenny aware of what we have just witnessed?
You can make an intelligence and occult roll for me if you like.
Does that go for everyone?
Yes. Elijah did not see the vision, so I'm going to say Elijah does not get to make that.
He's at hunger 3 and has 2 dots in intelligence, so
yeah,
with fire right there.
I have 3 dice and they're all blood dice, so we're gonna see how this goes.
All right.
1 success, thank God. I could have gone so bad.
Three.
3 successes. All right. 3 successes. Kenny, Sakura, you're not sure at all of what you've seen. Kenny, you are old enough that you've heard tales. What sparked your sight the most was the image of the red star in the sky on that night. These are tales which some dispute, some do not, but for the most part have been accepted as truth, that the antediluvian of the clan of Ravnos rose up and began to devour all of the members of his clan. It is said that in 1999, after an intensive battle with unknown assistance and unknown technologies being used, even into the daylight, eventually he was taken down.
Kenny says, I believe that I do, but I'm rather frightened to say so.
I would be as well. Young man, she looks at Ricky. You are very special. Miss Sakura. And
Looks up from the hug, but doesn't let go.
Other than myself and Jezebel, you are never to allow another member of Clan Tremere near this boy. Do you understand?
Can I ask why?
I will let Mr. Hartsmith explain some of that to you. But not now. Continue.
To be honest, grandmother, meaning no offense to you, my original intention was for him to not be here until I realized that the reason for the meeting was one of our own making. So, do not worry. I take your advice very seriously and can assure you that that will be the case.
Kenny, you hear a voice inside your head as the connection has not been severed yet.
Right.
The voice says, I will not take action myself, but should you choose to, perhaps only one Tremere knowing of this secret is the best course of action.
Question for the storyteller.
Yes.
Given that I know who that voice is coming from, and that I had given you specific instructions on what Kenny was paying attention to while this was ongoing, does he notice anything else about that at this point?
Honestly, Jezebel just seems kind of shaken and confused. But the voice does continue in your head. I will leave that decision up to you and your coterie. And I believe this would be a good place for us to take our break. Alright everybody, I hope you've been enjoying Blood on the Bayou. Now I'm really hoping that Streamlabs will comply with my pause screen. It didn't comply with my stream starting screen. But it will be it's a 10 to 15 minutes break that we will have, and we will be back shortly. And tune on in. Tune on in. Alright, welcome back everybody to Chapter 5 of Blood on the Bayou. Where we had just left was a rather tense and emotional scene taking place. And we return to that scene right now. Manuela says out loud to everybody, I will leave some contact information for you all. If you have any extra questions, we can definitely get in touch, but Mr. Hartsmith, I believe you have enough information. But as far as anybody knows, Ricky's sire was of Clan Nosferatu. And has since disappeared. Is this acceptable?
I mean, after all, that is what we know about him.
Exactly. She sort of turns to you, Sakura, and she hands you
A note.
Hmm?
A note from the storyteller. Kenny feels very uncomfortable right now, and so the other two characters have probably the opportunity to see that, as well as his coterie members. If he's committing to lying, which is against his convictions.
Okay.
They might notice that.
Alright. Very good. She turns to you, Sakura, and she fishes a small card out of a purse. And she hands it to you. If Ricky ever needs to go anywhere, he will be safe here. And she gives you
Takes the card. Takes the card, looks at it real quick, but tucks it away.
Okay. It is a card which is, it has an address on it in Long Beach, California, and a phone number. And it says Yumaya's Bounty on the card.
She tucks it away. She's still hugging Ricky. She's not going to be the first to let go.
Ricky is still hugging you, and Manuela, she says, you've been very brave tonight, young man. These people care for you a great deal. Jezebel, I think we should take our leave. And Jezebel is still very shocked, and she sort of is wiping some of the blood that was coming out of her eyes. She's sort of wiping it off. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Can we go, Kenny?
Of course, Miss Jezebel. I appreciate you for joining us.
Yeah.
Sakura will look at Jezebel quickly, and just her eyes are just very pleading. Not say anything, just look at her pleadingly.
Okay. Jezebel.
Silent convey.
Not sir.
Kenny will ask. Can Kenny tell at all that Jezebel looks kind of hungry? I don't want to meta because I know we all had blood stolen from us, but can he tell that she probably appears hungry?
I guess you can make we'll go for wits and insight. Just sort of gauge the beast a little bit there.
Yeah, that is not a great pull, but we're gonna try it.
Oh yeah, you try it out.
One success.
One success. The best you can tell is that she's frazzled. She's still really rattled by what just happened.
Okay. Then he'll say, I do hope that you will still have the opportunity to enjoy your show this evening.
Oh yeah,
I think it would be good.
Show. I'll think about it. Thanks, Kenny. And they take their leave. Meanwhile, at the zoo, Andre and Sora, you are walking around, and it's relatively late at night. There are not too many people here at the zoo, but they do have a couple of shows of nocturnal animals, which it's best time to see them is at night, obviously, because they're nocturnal. They have a rare species of tarsier that's only comes out at night, and you can see the little guys happily clambering up the stalks and in the enclosure and eating some things. All in all, it seems to be a pretty good night. Mr. Andre, you do feel a tap on your shoulder.
Turn around slowly.
In a much more put together outfit and cleaner than you had seen her before is the ghostly image of Lizelle. But she's not so ghostly, she's a lot more physical.
And to what do I owe the pleasure this evening?
Well, I thought I would check up on y'all, seeing as you should be working for Daddy right now, but I saw you're making some phone calls to the man that is looking for. How's that going?
It's coming along well, though this evening a few of our associates had other matters to attend to.
Interesting. Well, good to hear everything's going on track. If you have
Absolutely.
anything you'd like me to tell Daddy, I will be happy to pass it on.
Not yet at this point.
Alright, well, I bid both of you good evening then. And
Bye.
she walks away because there are a couple of people around. But you two would notice that there's no sound of footfalls as she's going. Turns around a corner. After spending a bit of time at the zoo, how long do you intend to stay there?
So there was actually two things I was planning on doing.
Mm-hmm.
One, presumably if Andre would have told me about Elijah's request about getting a picture of the otter, he would try his best.
Yeah.
he would try his best to get the picture of an otter. And then second, what he would like to do is make his way over to the big cats area, preferably in the tiger or lions area, and maybe take a look and see if there's a way he could be able to perhaps bring, if nobody was around, perhaps bring a creature over the big cat side and maybe perhaps feed a little blood and get a big cat as a familiar. But that's just a hypothetical circumstance. If that could possibly happen, just curiosity. Just
Make a wits and awareness roll to see how busy the big cat's cage is at this time of night. what is active. Let's see, whichever one gets the higher one here. We'll see what you get, big cat wise.
All right, you said wits and awareness. All right, I'm good at this. Okay, let's see. You know what? This is something you really want, so I'm gonna go ahead and rouse this one just to be on the safe side. Perfect. All right, don't get hungry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. Oh, that's a crit. 4, 5, 6, 7 successes with a crit.
Very nice. So you are walking around with Andre. You have taken your pictures of the otters, and you are making your way towards the large cat enclosures. You see that there's not much going on with the tigers. They seem to be sort of like sleeping away, but there are some people that are looking at them. The lions don't seem to be around at this point in time. You can see that there is a sign that is up there that apparently they are sick, so they are in seclusion and such. Eventually, you make your way to where the enclosure would be, where they have the cougars, the mountain lions. I actually rolled to see which of the big cats might be awake. It turns out it's good. And there are a few that are in the enclosure, and there is one that is awake right now and is sort of like padding around and drinking some water. It doesn't seem as if there's anybody around you in this vicinity right now. Percentile dice says there's no one around you at this point in time.
It was meant to be. So he's gonna look over towards Andre and be like, "So Andre, I had this idea since we had dangerous circumstances. We could always have like perhaps more that could help us out. So I was wondering if you could keep a lookout, and then maybe I could see if I can maybe bring over like a mountain cougar, and then they could be like our guard. Because Lagatha is she's kind of strong, but she's just a guard dog. But if we had like a tiger or a mountain cougar, we wouldn't even have to worry. Well, we probably still wouldn't have to worry about werewolves, but we still would have a bit more protection than before. What do you think?"
Let me see if I understand this correctly.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get the cat out of the enclosure.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a moment, and Andre is going to start walking around a little bit, looking for a zoo worker.
All right. It takes a bit of time because they're not super active at night, but about like 10 or 15 minutes of wandering around, you do manage to find a person that works at the zoo.
And not knowing a ton about zoos, so I don't know if the person is of the level of clearance that I would necessarily be needing. However, Andre will flag them down and get their attention.
Well, good evening there, sir. You come to the zoo this time of night, and good to see you people supporting us.
Absolutely. I'm more than happy to donate contributions to this fine facility, and I quite enjoy coming here for a nice evening stroll. However, it would be in poor taste of me not to advise you that, and at that point I'm going to go ahead and kick in Mesmerize, Dominate, and say, one of the large cats passed away and you've already taken care of it.
I am so sorry you don't get to see some of our large cats this evening. We just had one of them pass away, It was the saddest thing. I was actually on my way right now to deal with that, so if y'all excuse me.
Absolutely.
and he begins making his way over to the enclosure. And you could see that he is sort of like opening it up and getting ready to go inside.
And as soon as he gets it open, Andre will go ahead and make a quick rouse check for a blood surge. Passed.
Okay.
And enhancing, specifically looking to enhance the strength here,
Okay.
as he quickly throws him into a hold around the waist with one arm, and then covers his mouth with his hand with the other. Act quickly.
Oh, okay. he's gonna make his way inside the facility, and then slowly approach one of the big cats. I guess you said it was mountain cougars, right? They're
Yeah.
available?
Yeah.
Okay. And he'll approach one of the cats, be like, wherever the closest one nearby, one that of course looks strong and healthy, be like,
Sure.
hi. And then we would use feral whispers. So I'm gonna go ahead and rouse for that.
Okay.
Perfect. Yes. Thank you, Blood Dice. You are making this successful, so I don't get hungrier.
Very good.
And so I'm going to attempt to communicate to one of the cougars and be like, so I have a place for you to stay with us where you can get lots of food and you'll be able to enjoy a nice area. Would you like to come?
Oh no, man! I kind of have everything that I want right here. I get all the food that I want. I don't have to go out and do any hunting or anything like that. It's kind of nice up here.
Well, you wouldn't have to do any hunting where I would take you as well. You could just be able to relax and get everything you need. What would you like?
Nobody's ever asked me that. Thank you. I hadn't had too much time to think about it. I suppose some more women might be nice.
He kind of pauses from that, not really prepared for that response, because he's like, well, I don't think I could provide that because it's still relatively rare, but we could definitely give you a lot more food than even what you could get here. That's for sure. And time to sleep and everything else.
You can go ahead and make charisma and animal kin, I guess.
Okay. Yes, that's exactly what I was hoping
Just to
for.
see how how persuasive you are.
And so he said, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and roll that first. He said, and I will show you something that tastes really good. And then he's going to, after he does this, hopefully this runs successfully, he's going to give him some blood. See if that goes on. 5, 6, 7, yeah. Bink! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? Just to be on the safe side.
I mean, it's already sounding good by the way you're counting.
Yeah. 6 successes. Just to be on the safe side. I'm Mowgli. Literally, my character is Mowgli.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the biggest stat pools is dealing with animals.
Is it? Yeah, all right, man. I come with you. Why not? As long as occasionally you take me out, I get to find some ladies. It's all good by me, man.
Hurry it up.
Okay. All right. No worries. I think I have a spot where I can take you. There's pretty sure there's some mountains in another area, so we can look out. Well, no worries. Come join us. And then he'll of course go ahead and cut his wrist so he can take a feeding from the from the wrist, and then from there, hurry up and do this. Try to find a nice sneaky way outside the zoo.
All right. So the mountain lion sort of licks the blood up from the wrist. He's like, That is like sweet sugar candy cane. I like that. Hmm. Alright,
Yeah.
we go out that way.
Don't worry. Just follow me. And then he'll go 2 thumbs up. He'll throw 2 thumbs up towards Andre. He's like, "Score! Thank you. Okay, let's go."
And then
then-
Andre will quickly spin the man around that he has and just forget and walk away.
Very good. Just for the heck of it, y'all can make me a just to see how well you get out of here. We'll go for wits and stealth. Why not? Because yeah.
Andre is distinctly not trying to hide his presence, actually. He's going to be following a little ways behind Sora and
Very
trying to
good.
keep an eye out for any stragglers who might notice anything.
Very good.
Is
So
it-
Andre, you can make a wits and awareness thing.
All right. You said wits and stealth, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, I got some stealth. Okay.
Let's see if you're going full Kronk on this, or if you're actually going to be Mission Impossible style.
Well, we'll see. We're doing pretty well so far. Oh,
Make it
oh,
work.
okay. Yeah, we got 3 successes already. Let me just roll willpower. Yes, 4 successes. Okay, we're good.
Now
We're
we'll go
good.
Willpower 2 real quick.
Woohoo. See, we do work. We do work. Andre and Sora should
4
not be together.
4 successes on the wits and awareness.
You know, with the combination of the both of you, like Sora is using his paranoid skills and making sure that he's being very quiet. You're sort of nonchalantly following behind, skating the crowd, making sure you're going in the right direction. You guys make it out into the parking lot unnoticed and undisturbed by anyone.
I'll quickly open the back door for the large cat to get in.
So,
Okay.
Sora, you hear, I can't eat him, right?
No.
All
No,
right.
no, no. I'm going to have tons of meat brought our way. Don't worry. I'll show you.
Okay. You got a name, by the way.
Oh, yes. I am Sora. What's your name?
I'm Bernard.
Bernard, nice to meet you. I have another friend named Lagatha you will meet. You can't eat her either, you guys, but you guys are probably really good friends.
Wait,
And
that
we
sounds
all share
like a
food.
lady's name.
Yes. And he just pauses for a second because he's like, I'm not sure how this would work. Because he was like, I am good with animals, but I'm not good with animals in that. You know what? Let me stop. My brain is going all different types of directions. So, so he says, yes, she's very nice, but consent is important.
Well, all right.
Because he's not going to tell him to stop. Maybe it's meant to be. Maybe it's meant to be. He has a. Who knows what's going to happen?
Love is love, man. Love is love.
Yep, love is love. What is love? Baby, don't. Sorry,
All right. Back at the Coterie Haven. Ricky eventually does calm down, and he sort of just sits on the ground there in front of Sakura, and he says, "I remember her name.
Your sister?
Her name was Soraya.
Do you remember your name?
I think I was called Prayush.
Which do you prefer?
I like Ricky."
Okay. We'll call you Ricky then.
I'm sorry about that, everybody.
You're a very good person. Unfortunately, that probably means a lot of apologizing for things that aren't your fault.
He's just sitting there quiet.
What do we tell the others? Do we share this, or do we? It feels wrong to not tell them, but I don't know if we should.
Elijah has gotten himself whatever bottle he had nearby and is drinking it straight from the bottle. He goes, it all depends on how they're gonna react. I'm personally of the opinion not to tell them.
We unfortunately cannot keep it from them. That is a coterie destroying type of secret, and if we're going to be together, then we should not do things that will fracture us from the inside.
Okay, you can tell them.
I'll turn to Ricky and I just, Ricky, do you want to tell them, or do you want to keep it a secret? Because it's not really our secret to tell in the end.
I still don't understand everything, Miss Sakura. I don't. What was the thing? What what was that star? What was happening? There was a wall, and then I woke up like this, and I was hungry.
I don't know.
Rick,
I'm not sure.
Ricky, do you want to know, or
Yeah,
do you want to, or do you want to forget?
I don't know. I think I want to know.
Okay, but I think we should talk about it another night when I figure out exactly how to explain what I want to say.
Okay.
It's been tough already, right?
Yeah, I think it's okay to tell Mr. Andre and Mr. Sora I like them.
Let Let me ask you, Ricky.
And Miss Michaela, Mr. Quinn.
What do you feel like doing right now?
I really want some ice cream, but I'm gonna throw up.
That's okay.
There's some in the freezer.
Maybe you and Miss Sakura could start your experimentation this evening.
Do we
We
have
could
any?
try and do that.
Do we have any other blood?
We
I
can go
have
get
some.
some.
I have some upstairs in a bag that you could start with.
Okay. And he takes your hand, Sakura.
Give a nod to Kenny.
Elijah's pushing off the wall, putting the bottle down, and going, I'm going to be back. Because he's at Hunger 3 and he doesn't want to be around when they open a blood bag.
All right.
Oh, yes, good point.
So he's gonna go. He's gonna go hunt.
All right. You can make your your hunting roll there. And it may be about 30 minutes after that Andre and Sora show up in the house. with a cougar.
Kenny is just sitting in the living room, and he noticeably seems entirely unfazed by the cougar.
Hi. So we have a new friend and protector. His name is Bernard. He'll look towards Bernard, and of course, using Pharaoh whispers. He'll be like, okay, so everyone in the house that you see, they're also not food. They're friends that we have to keep safe because we're all one pack.
Yeah, okay. Now, where's this Lagatha you mentioned earlier?
Oh, oh, just 1 second. I want to introduce you to everyone else first, and then I'll bring you to Lagatha.
He pads into the living room, just sits down, just starts like cleaning his paws, his rather large paws.
Andre's going to set down a bottle of Clace Azul on the table next to Elijah.
Is Elijah back, or are you still out?
Oh,
He only
assuming
got-
Elijah's there.
2 successes on his hunting roll, and I willpowered it, so he's back, pissed off, and very hungry.
Oh, do we
He
see
just
you?
looks. He just looks at the bottle and goes,
Hey, what's wrong?
I am very hungry right now, and it is just. I'm going to my room to watch TV. I'm not questioning the cat. It better be gone, because if it's still here, I'm turning it into a carpet. He heads upstairs.
Wait, he's. Why would you turn a protector into a carpet? I don't understand. Okay. And then from there he's going to. So Sakura's downstairs as well, right? Or did she leave?
Yeah, no, they're in the kitchen. They're trying to experiment with different successes, and you know, up to a certain point, it's kind of okay. It's still like 85% blood, 5% ice cream at the mix that you've gotten.
Does it work if we like make ice cream with the base?
You know, the person to work with this on you with is actually Quinn.
That's fair.
I mean, get some blood alchemy ice cream up in this house. Is what I'm saying. But you can roll intelligence and fucking technology. Why not? or
He's very hungry.
let's
but
make it
Ricky
intelligence
takes-
and medicine. Let's do that.
Oh
Intelligence and
god,
medicine.
okay. That's worse. She's very hungry, but Ricky comes first. She'll worry about that later. 1.
You make it. I mean, you've got things because you like to put things up on Instagram, so you've definitely shown people how to make like nitrous ice cream. So you've got all the gear and stuff at home because like we're doing
That's
this today. So you make it, and Ricky eats it, and it's good, but he still throws up.
Yeah, cat is fair. So Sora, of course, is like after we introduce. So he'll introduce, of course, Bernard to Sakura and Ricky. Be like, so we have a new friend here. Meet Bernard. He'll point his hands over towards the mounted cougar. Be like, so he will keep us safe.
Not the weirdest thing I've seen tonight, actually. Okay.
At this point,
wait.
Bernard is kind of like yawns loudly in this rather large mountain mouth. Like, I'm gonna take a nap.
Oh, okay. I'll bring you upstairs so you can meet Lagatha. You can take a nap. And then he'll take him upstairs to his room to introduce Lagatha to Bernard. And he just looks. He's like, Lagatha, meet Bernard. Bernard, this is Lagatha. Y'all can be great friends. And whatever else, I guess I have no idea.
Kenny's gonna walk over to Andre after Sora heads upstairs
How did the evening turn out, Mr. Hartsmith?
Well, Mr. Bassett. Bassett. I don't suppose that you're old enough and unfortunate enough to have witnessed the Week of Nightmares.
Wrong one entirely. Whoops.
Are you talking to me?
No, I just I just had the wrong music going. My apologies. Keep going.
Oh,
Is anyone else still in the room with us?
I don't believe so. I believe Elijah's upstairs, and Sora took took Bernard upstairs to meet Lagda. Sakura and Ricky, are they still downstairs?
They're in the kitchen, right?
Probably
Or-
still in the kitchen,
still in
just
the kitchen.
messing.
Okay, yeah, just messing around in the kitchen. Cool. So no, apparently no.
Regardless, Andre will still go ahead and just kind of motion for Kenny to follow along with him, and he'll step out onto the front porch of the house. Contrary to popular opinion, I was around at that time.
did you happen to be unfortunate enough to witness it?
I was thankfully not in that region of the world at the time, so I did not. I am not a first-hand account of the situation by any stretch of the imagination, though.
Well, that makes one of us, Mr. Bassett. I saw it tonight.
What do you mean?
When the Tremere came here, and he gets like very serious, more serious than you've ever seen Kenny, to investigate what our friend Ricky is. Saw it tonight.
I'm not certain how up to snuff on the specifics of blood sorcery that Andre is, so I'm going to make a check quick. 3 successes. Do go on.
Well, it appears that the child has some capability with bringing blood to himself. He displayed a power wherein small mouths consumed his body and drew in blood. I'm unfortunately not proficient enough in my knowledge to know if these two things are related. But he also seems to, in addition to Nosferatu blood, have the blood of Ravnos. Not a Ravnos, like the first one.
Andre is clearly lost in contemplation for a moment.
I
Well,
would doubt me if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
I have no reason to doubt you, Mr. Harrison. You've been nothing but forthcoming with me so far. This development is one, at least for now, that we will want to keep a tight lid on. Tell me, Who was all here this evening? Outside of our Katori.
To be honest with you, I'm not even sure that Sakura and Elijah have made the connection yet. Only Sakura and I witnessed the vision, and well, I confess I have no idea really how much she understands the occult. But if I were to guess based on the way she spends her time, I'm not sure she would have made the connection yet. In addition, there was Jezebel, who is known to us as a contact of Annette. And there was a woman who calls herself Manuela, or grandmother, who left her Manuela Luzon, who left her contact information, and he'll kind of like show the card that he got. And Ricky himself was there. Now, it was suggested to me in no uncertain terms that it might be better if there were fewer external witnesses and well, I hate to say it, but there might be some sageness to that advice.
Indeed. It would be prudent of us to ensure these loose ends are tied up and that it not be obvious that it was our hands that did the tying.
The grandmother strikes me as relatively powerful in my observance. She was able to employ some kind of telepathic communications in addition to her talents with blood sorcery, which does not strike me as an easy feat. However, were the young Tremere, Jezebel, to run into some sort of accident, I might have difficulty refusing that.
We'll have to play our
I'm
cards
about
closely on this one.
to tell you one more piece of information that I've been keeping a bit to myself. He'll take out his phone and he'll bring up the contact that you know that he has, that I haven't talked to anyone else about the fact that he has, and he'll show it to Andre. This is the phone number from my ghoul. He's over there in that hunter camp we found out about a year ago. I thought it might be prudent to have some leverage of information flowing from inside their organization.
Intriguing. You always find a way to surprise me, Mr. Hartsmith. I'm impressed. A bold move.
Nothing less has won me any ground.
Let me do a little digging over the next couple of nights. See what I might be able to arrange to assist with taking care of these problems. that we find ourselves faced with. Fascinating. I've long suspected that those who brought about our lines might not be so easily ended.
I really just have one more question before we go to join the others.
By all means.
Were the nights so complicated back in 1999 and before then, or is this a newfound problem?
Oh. To my knowledge, nights have been complicated for centuries now.
Hmm.
The complications may change from time to time, but they steadily remain. We as a whole, we as Canaanites, we've been fractured deeply since the Convention of Thorns. Some might argue since before then. But that rift has not healed. It's taken on new names, but the movement never died. As foolish as they might be.
I find that people often forget the stronger together part of things. With that being said, I don't think that we should keep the news of the origination of Ricky's blood from the others, but I'm not entirely sure how to explain it in terms that those newer to the Knights might find understandable.
Let us wait until all are assembled. We need not retread this over and over. That will give us
Agreed.
some time to assess the best way to approach this, how to best communicate these findings. It isn't every day that one finds themselves face to face with a progenitor.
Very few Knights, in fact, I would hazard a guess. And he'll kind of gesture to the door.
Andre and Kenny,
Open it for you.
before you are about to hit in, you notice that there is a vehicle that is pulling up on the street. It appears to be a white limousine, and it pulls up and stops at the front of your house. A door at the back opens, and a man in a well-tailored white suit with very long, silvery blonde hair comes out. And he is wearing a single red rose in his on his suit jacket. And
Andre will still open the door for Kenny, allowing him to vacate the situation if he so chooses. But Andre will wait on the porch.
the man makes his way towards you. So, in terms of facial looks, you can, if you're trying to get an image in your mind, just think of Alucard from what's his face, Castlevania. That's very much the way that this man looks, and he comes up the stairs to the front porch and bows his head and says, "Good evening. I have come here to this domicile in hopes of speaking with three members of my clan. That would be Miss Sakura Ame and Mr. Elijah Smith and Miss Michaela. Are they presently available for talks?"
Do I recognize this member of Clan Toreador?
You can go ahead and make a sorry, this is going to be a politics roll, so let's say a wits and politics. If you have any kindred status, you can probably add that in as well.
Haven't picked that up yet. Saving that for if I pull off this Primogen bullshit.
3 successes.
Alright. Very nice.
Not that nice. Acceptable, but not that nice.
Yeah. Sorry,
2 successes.
I need to rephrase what he said because I was misspeaking in my head there. He said, not of my clan. I meant to say of Clan Toreador. So he's not of Clan Toreador, but you do recognize this man. He is known as Eric Velmont. He is a relatively high-standing member of Clan Jameer within the Camarilla.
If I might ask, Mr. Felmont, to make sure that I've interpreted your query correctly, were you asking to see them individually or as a group?
Well, it's not entirely necessary that I speak to them myself if they are indeed at the domicile. I merely come bearing an invitation from the prince for the three.
Understood.
If you would prefer, I can leave the invitations with you.
For the storyteller,
Andre will take
though, they are all present. Like, do I assume that Michaela is somewhere in her room in this?
Yeah, let's say that Michaela is
Point.
She could have been at the library. For ease of purposes, let's say that she's working this evening. She's at the library.
We will ensure that they are delivered. My name's Kenny Hartsmith, and he'll hold out his hand.
A pleasure to meet you, Mr. Hartsmith. And Mr.
Andre turns on his heels and heads inside with the invitations.
I see.
He has a job to do.
Very good. I have a few other things to take care of this evening, but do pass him my regards. And he heads back to his limousine and drives off.
But yeah, he does say just like he's very serious about ensuring the job is done when Andre just kind of like leaves. Which he does not view as a lie because it's generally true, even if inapplicable to the situation.
True. The envelopes that he handed you, Andre, are very they're lovely. They're like that kind of linen paper envelope, and you can smell that they are scented. And they have a small seal on a red wax seal on each 3 of the envelopes.
How garish. That seems very much like our prince. And I'll go ahead and distribute the envelopes around to the respective individuals.
Elijah very much does not open his door.
That's fine. Andre will slide it under.
You hear a shh.
He opens it, doesn't even look at it, just throws it right back outside. It's like, I am not in the mood to deal with anything today. And he shuts the door again.
All right,
Because he's
Sakura.
hungry and angry.
Sakura will wash her hands of the blood ice cream and dry
Yeah.
them off before opening the letter.
Excellent. It is written in beautiful script. The paper is also in excellent quality, and it says, my 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 dearest Sakura, I would be delighted if you and the rest of the roses in your household would attend a small function that I'm having in 3 days at the Longview Gardens. And there is a time there as well.
Is Adrian still in the room? Or Andre, not
Andre.
you. You're Adrian. Andre
no,
is what I meant
Andre
to say.
has zero interest in what the rose
Okay.
wants with any of y'all.
Elijah,
Also-
when he threw it out the door, very much threw it right back at Andre's direction, just like, no.
Not tonight. Not tonight, Satan.
Also, by chance, I was wondering if I can make a hunter roll, but not for myself. I was going to get a couple of rabbits, one for, of course, Bernard, and another one for Elijah, because he doesn't know Elijah's feeding type, so he just sees him as hangry. So he was like, well, maybe we'll take this rabbit right here. So he's going to look for a couple of animals to help.
Sure.
That little...
Go ahead and see if you can source some rabbits. There might be some pet stores open tonight. Who knows? Maybe it's easy. Just get a couple of rabbits. Ricky, in the meantime, has also sort of washed his hands and is helping to wash the little bowls. He's got a little stool.
If you get 3 zeros, that doesn't matter, right? You need 4 zeros for a double crit?
Yeah, 4 zeros for a double crit.
4 zeros. Okay, so it is a crit. So it is 6 successes total.
Oh yeah, and easily enough. You get all the rabbit you could want for your kids.
Oh, man. Elijah's not my kid. The tables have turned. So we're going. So I'm going to go ahead and bring back with his box of rabbits. I of course go to the room inside. I go to Bernard and Lagatha. Like, here, dinner's on me as promised. And then he'll leave 2 rabbits style for them to bite.
Lady in the Tramp style. Just they started.
He's not trying to see it. He's not trying to see the circle of life. He's just gonna go ahead and just facilitate. and then he's gonna go ahead and starts knocking on Elijah's door. He's like, "Hi, it's me, Sora. I have food."
Elijah's sitting in his chair. He's been chain smoking cigarettes. He just looks at the door. What type of food?
It's rabbits.
You do know I don't eat rabbits, right?
No. Who doesn't eat rabbits? Why would you like rabbits?
He gets up and he opens the door. He looks at him. He goes,
See?
Yeah, I can see. You've got dead bunnies in a box. That's not gonna do anything for me, unfortunately.
Oh.
But I appreciate the thought.
You don't get any. Oh.
Well, it satisfies a little, but it's not how I like to feed.
On the way back through the hall from delivering the other invitations, Andre's going to be walking by and just say, "Elijah, come on, let's take a ride."
You had me. If you had me, he's sitting there because he's taking his shirt off, and he just goes, "Give the rabbits to Lagatha." Please, she will enjoy them a lot more than I will. He's gonna go grab like his shirt off the floor and put it on and follow Andre.
God, well, have fun. And he's gonna
I
go back.
appreciate you, Sora.
He goes to that room.
Okay, if this is you handing me this envelope again, I will burn it in front of you.
Absolutely not. And Andre's continuing through the house and then heading out to his vehicle.
He's got to judge the vehicle first.
I'm pretty sure it's crappy. 1 second. It's a 2000 white Toyota Corolla sedan.
No. No, we're taking my vehicle. I'll let you drive if you don't ding it.
Fair enough. It's simply a mode of transportation.
He hands out the car keys for, let's see, which one is he taking tonight? Are you not going over here?
It can't be the white limousine. We've already seen that.
There's already been a white
No,
limousine tonight.
it's probably going to be the McLaren.
Sweet.
Nice.
And I am going to start driving in the direction of Tulane Medical Center. And on the way there, after a few moments of just sitting there quietly driving, Andre will look over and... So are you fasting for any particular reason?
No. It just didn't go my way when I went out.
Well, let me take you to where I hunt. It's a little easier, shall we say.
Okay, this isn't going to involve any more animals, is it? Because I'm not above, you know.
That's absolutely disgusting. Certainly not.
Yeah, I don't. I'm very particular, and, you know, I need to find a new bar to go to. Thank you.
Well, you might find there are places suitable in other ways beyond bars. And he'll pull into the medical facility and get out of the car.
Okay, you are aware. Oh, never mind. He's gonna get out of the car.
And I'll kind
This-
of walk Elijah through and I'll essentially allow them to take a pick of their meal from the various people who are in intensive care.
Okay. He's gonna close one of the doors after he looks at it. He goes, "You do realize this is probably this is very illegal. Very illegal. You are aware how I hunt, right?"
You're simply helping them along. It's fine, Elijah. Do not worry about it.
You do know I don't do sleeping people, right?
Choose one that's not asleep.
Okay, you guys are not. This is hard to explain. I pick up people at bars for a reason.
And what's your reason?
Having a good time.
Preferences are preferences, Elijah.
Okay. I'm going to bite one of them, but I'm not doing anything else. Just biting. Okay. Make this clear. I already feel gross. He's gonna walk in, just find somebody.
Fair enough. You are able to do so. How much are you taking from this person?
I'll put it back
Alright.
at 1.
Alright, very good. Very good. So,
Kenny has 6 to get some blood bags after Mr. Felmont has left us.
be easy to do. You've gotten really good at this recently. You're getting the right contacts, and managing to grease the right palms at different blood banks, etc., but hitting up different ones at different times so it doesn't become too obvious. But with the 6 successes, that's good. You know, I'm gonna give you like 5 bags for that. Why not? That's real.
Excellent.
It's real good. And
Andre frowns, by the way, after Elijah finishes, and then once Elijah steps out the door, Andre will take the life.
all right, as is tradition.
I
As
see
is-
what you're doing. This right? No. This seems about normal for you. Okay, I'm gonna go step outside and have a cigarette. Thank you.
Absolutely.
As Ricky finishes washing his hands and washing the little bowl and everything, he looks up at Sakura and says, "Miss Sakura, I know it's normal for us to always be hungry, but I'm always really hungry. Really hungry, Miss Sakura. I don't want to..." He's just quiet.
I don't have as much insight into that as others might, but I promised I would do everything I can to help.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go to my room and watch some TV.
Okay. Do you need anything?
No, I'm okay. Thank you.
Okay.
And that seems like a very good place to end our chronicle for this evening. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you like what you are hearing, please share us with your friends. You know, the closer we get to that beautiful 50 subscriber follower mark, at least, the closer we get to that affiliate status. And we will see you on the Bear Pen again on Tuesday night for a D&D show, and Blood on the Bayou every Sunday at 2 p.m. PST. Be good to each other, everybody. Goodbye.